actually touch 65, be a serious condition then.
Right, it has already breached the psychological 60 mark.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So you're saying it's a short-term measure,
It's just a short-term.
desperate measure you called
Absolutely,
it?
because
Right.
RBI had to move in.
Absolutely,
As
in
you
view
know,
of the
Dubari Subbarao
desperate
had a
times
meeting
we're
with
in.
Chidambaram, and they all talked, and then finally these measures were announced. The market tanked more than 185 points the moment these measures were announced.
Right.
An indication that it was not a welcome move, but the government had to do it seriously, hoping against hope that some investments will come in.
Okay, Dr. Ramupendra Das, how do you look at the steps taken by the RBI? We'll of course discuss them in greater detail, but did you see it coming at all? Did it take you by surprise? Because we know many emerging economies have been doing it. Brazil has done it, Indonesia has done it, and Turkey is well on its way to take a decision. Welcome back to Insight. We are talking about the fall of the rupee, its implications for the economy, and the steps taken by the RBI and the government. Dr. Das, I'll continue with you. The FDI policy now, the falling rupee spurs the government, and we see an easing of our FDI policy. In 13 sectors, the government has raised FDI caps. How do you look at the steps taken by the government?
Yes, as I said, we need to see these. So, current account deficit, the pressure on financing current account deficit, was putting pressure on demanding more of dollars. Therefore, the price of dollar was going up. FIIs were taking out dollars because of the US quantity easing policy changes.
Right.
So, RBI now has done to take rupee out so that the value of rupee goes up. That is one way of tackling exchange rate, and it has implications for both export prospects and import prospects in terms of earnings and expenditures, and therefore current account deficit. So the rupee part has been handled by RBI.
Okay.
But the external part where we can increase the liquidity of foreign exchange in terms of dollars or other convertible currencies is through the FDI policy.
Right.
If you read these together,
through the short-term inflows. The FII money that is coming to the debt market, the equity market, this is hot money, because the moment they find there is a problem or there's a better avenue abroad or they have made enough profits, they take it back, because they have to show that they're making a profit to their investors at home. So even annually, despite this crisis, FII money coming into the equity market does go out, because they have to churn out their profits and take it back home and then come and reinvest. So one, our equity market is totally dependent on FII money coming in or going out, which is why our retail investors are also not coming in, because they are at the mercy of the FIIs. The government is dependent on the short-term money. And if you remember, even about, probably because the government, you see, there is a problem in the insurance sector, there is a problem in the pension sector. Multi-brand retail has not worked as yet. So the government, the FDI part went onto the back burner, and the government was incentivizing FII. This FDI measure will not work, because first it has to go through the cabinet approval, and then you give the investor the lag time. Apart from this, the investor, if I am a foreign investor, I would look what is the environment, investment environment at home. This is just a policy. Now, today there was a news that POSCO, all these are still, it has been discussed, a lot of positive moves have been made, but they still remain on paper.
But this is going to have a psychological impact. Certainly, it is going to reassure the investor that we are on the path to reform.
Now that is the positive sentiment that has to come in. You see, this government, till the next elections, there will be state elections by the end of this calendar year, the government has to keep on taking measures which sort of walk the talk, in the sense it shows the investor both at home and abroad that the government is moving in the right direction as far as economic development is concerned, be it in environment, be it in the power sector, be it in land acquisition, be it in mining. Once these are set right and the investor gets a focus that yes, these are now proper, it is then that this move will start working. Then they'll start coming in.
Okay.
It is a process of coordination, if you see. I mean, there were various interministerial problems, and this FDI policy has tried to address that. That is point number one. Second is, it is also a process of consolidation, because the economic reforms that were unleashed, but they were stuck. Today, if you see, I think the government has tried to show that they are trying to consolidate, their policies with three efforts. I mean, number one is that the caps have been increased.
Right.
Second, times up to a certain limit, and the third is many more sectors have now come in that are being made by
what
RBI.
but what about implementation, Mr. Guhare? Because as Mr. Dasgupta mentioned, FDI in retail is a reality, but
Well, why
on the
is
ground-
FDI in retail a reality? The reality, as Mr. Dasgupta has said, is because the center cleared the proposal, but
Right.
it left it to the states to implement it. As usual, the states had their own problems. In West Bengal, Mamata Banerjee said she will not allow it. In UP, somebody said they will allow it, but they will have certain conditions. So, India was still seen as a country which is seen as a very protectionist country. On one hand, the Jet Etihad deal has got stuck, and if our very own finance minister has to go to Dubai, to UAE, to seek investment, the biggest steel maker of the world has gone to your country, but they are stuck. They have not been able to do the point, and they have not been able to start their operations. Now, there are multiple environmental issues. POSCO has gone in, Vedanta has gone in,
Right.
but those issues need to be resolved so that mining.
Side, I'd like to thank all my guests for coming to the studios. It was a pleasure having you here, Shantanu Guhare, Ashok Dasgupta and Dr. Ramupendra Das. That's it for now in this edition of Insight. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.